Chapter 9: Culture and Ethical Leadership. In navigating the complexities of leading a successful business, the implementation of a robust cultural foundation and upholding ethical leadership stand as paramount requirements. This chapter delves into the intrinsic connection between culture and ethical leadership within organizational environments. A culture that promotes transparency, respect, and inclusivity not only fosters a positive workspace but also propels the organization towards its strategic objectives. Moreover, ethical leadership is not merely about making the right decisions but also about embodying the values that inspire others to act with integrity. Leaders face the challenge of navigating through gray areas where the ethical course of action might not always be clear-cut. This demands a keen understanding of ethical decision-making processes, which involves considering the welfare of all stakeholders and developing a moral compass that guides actions and decisions. In guiding teams towards excellence, ethical leaders build trust, encourage open dialogue, and instill a sense of responsibility among team members, thereby cultivating a culture that thrives on mutual respect and continuous improvement. As we explore the principles of ethical decision-making and the strategies for building a positive culture, it's essential to reflect on how these elements are interwoven into the fabric of effective leadership. The journey towards ethical leadership and a flourishing culture is both a personal and collective endeavor that demands dedication, empathy, and a commitment to excellence. Defining and building a positive culture as we proceed from the foundational aspects of leadership into the nuances that truly differentiate good leaders from great ones, we encounter the imperative of cultivating a positive organizational culture. The significance of this endeavor cannot be overstated. It's the bedrock upon which innovation, collaboration, and productivity are built. The task begins with defining what we mean by a positive culture. It's beyond mere happiness or an absence of conflict. It involves creating an environment where respect, integrity, and a shared sense of purpose thrive. This culture must resonate with every member of the organization, guiding their interactions and fueling their motivation to contribute to a collective vision. Initiating this cultural shift mandates a clear-eyed understanding of the current cultural landscape. Leaders must engage in introspective and organizational reflection to identify the values, behaviors, and practices that currently define their work environment. This assessment is critical, offering a baseline from which to map out the strategic direction. Following this assessment, articulating a well-defined set of core values is your next step. These values should not merely be aspirational but reflective of the organization's genuine commitment to building a positive culture. They must speak to everyone within the organization, from top leadership to newly on-board members. Encouragingly, the communication of these values must be both consistent and inspirational. They should be embedded into every facet of the organization, from onboarding materials and internal communications to performance reviews and recognition programs. This alignment ensures that the values don't just exist in theory but are lived experiences within the organization. Leaders play a pivotal role in embodying these values. They must not only preach these principles but also practice them in their daily interactions. Their behavior sets the tone, serving as a powerful model for others to emulate. When leadership actions contradict stated values, it undermines trust and weakens the cultural foundation. Building a positive culture also demands a proactive approach to fostering inclusivity and diversity. These elements are not merely checkboxes but are fundamental to enriching the organization's perspective, enhancing creativity, and increasing its adaptability to changing markets and societal expectations. Moreover, feedback mechanisms are essential in maintaining a pulse on the health of your culture. Regular engagement surveys, open forums for discussion, and avenues for anonymous feedback enable a continuous feedback loop. These insights allow leadership to pivot and address challenges before they become entrenched issues. Recognition and appreciation play a crucial role in reinforcing a positive culture. When individuals feel valued and their contributions are acknowledged, it fosters a sense of belonging and loyalty to the organization. This doesn't have to be grand gestures. Often, meaningful recognition is personal and specific, acknowledging the individual's effort and impact. Yet, even with the best intentions and efforts, conflicts and challenges will arise. The mark of a positive culture is not the absence of problems but how those problems are addressed. A culture that promotes open communication, problem solving, and forgiveness can transform challenges into opportunities for growth and learning. Adaptability is another cornerstone of a positive culture. As the external environment and organizational goals evolve, so too must the culture. Leaders should remain open to refining and evolving their cultural practices, ensuring they remain relevant and supportive of the organization's journey. Lastly, the cultivation of a positive culture is an ongoing process, not a destination. It requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to invest in the long-term health of the organization. The benefits of this investment, however, are immeasurable, permeating every aspect of the organization's operations and contributing to its sustained success. In conclusion, defining and building a positive culture is one of the most pivotal undertakings for any leader. It is complex, challenging, and requires a commitment that spans the breadth of the organization. Yet, the rewards of this endeavor, a motivated, loyal, and high-performing team, are well worth the effort. As leaders, our role is to steer this cultural ship with wisdom, empathy, and resilience, mindful of the profound impact our leadership imprints on the tapestry of our organizational culture. As we move forward, remember that culture is the invisible thread that weaves together the fabric of our organizations. It shapes experiences, molds behaviors, and influences outcomes. Let's commit to being intentional in weaving a tapestry that reflects the best of who we are and aspire to be, fostering an environment where everyone can thrive. In embracing the task of defining and building a positive culture, leaders not only lay the groundwork for organizational success but also leave a legacy of leadership that endures. It is a journey that demands our best and offers even more in return, transforming workplaces into spaces where excellence, joy, and shared purpose flourish. Ethical decision-making and integrity. As we delve into the heart of ethical leadership, it's pivotal to recognize that the decisions we make not only affect our bottom line but also shape the moral fabric of our organizations. Ethical decision-making and integrity are not mere buzzwords but foundational principles that dictate the longevity and success of any business. This section aims to equip you with the tools and insights necessary to navigate the complex landscape of modern business ethics. In the realm of business, ethical dilemmas are commonplace. Whether it's deciding how to handle a conflict of interest, weighing the pros and cons of a potentially lucrative yet questionable partnership, or addressing employee misconduct, leaders are frequently tested. The choices made in these moments define not only your character but also your company's character. It's about doing the right thing, even when it's not the easy thing. At its core, ethical decision-making is a process that evaluates and chooses among alternatives in a manner consistent with ethical principles. In doing so, it's crucial to engage in a thorough analysis of the potential impact of each option on all stakeholders involved. This means considering the well-being of employees, customers, community members, and shareholders alike. Integrity, on the other hand, refers to the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. It's about being congruent in your thoughts, words, and actions. When leaders demonstrate integrity, they build trust within their organization. Trust, as we know, is the cornerstone of effective leadership. It fosters an environment where open communication and collaboration can thrive, paving the way for innovation and sustained success. To navigate the choppy waters of ethical dilemmas, one must first be anchored in a strong set of core values. These values serve as a compass, guiding decisions and actions. However, establishing these values is just the beginning. Leaders must also actively communicate and embody these values, setting a powerful example for their teams to follow. It's vital to create a culture that encourages ethical behavior and decision-making. This involves establishing clear policies and procedures that support ethical standards. However, policies alone are not enough. Leaders must also provide ongoing training and resources to help employees understand and apply these principles in their day-to-day actions. When faced with an ethical dilemma, a structured decision-making process can offer much-needed clarity. This process might involve identifying the problem, gathering relevant information, evaluating the alternatives based on your core values, and considering the implications of each choice. Ultimately, the decision should align with both your ethical standards and the strategic objectives of your business. Accountability plays a crucial role in ethical leadership. It's about taking responsibility for one's actions and their outcomes. An effective leader does not only celebrate successes but also owns up to mistakes, using them as opportunities for growth and learning. Embedding accountability into the fabric of your organization ensures that ethical breaches are addressed, not swept under the rug. Transparency is another critical aspect of ethical decision-making and integrity. It's about being open and honest in your communications, particularly when it comes to sharing information that affects your employees and stakeholders. Transparency builds trust and reinforces the belief that decisions are made fairly and ethically. Moreover, leaders must understand the importance of empathy in ethical decision-making. Empathy involves putting yourself in another's shoes, understanding their perspectives and feelings. It plays a crucial role in ethical leadership because it ensures that the impact of decisions on individuals is thoughtfully considered. In dealing with ethical challenges, it can be beneficial to seek diverse perspectives. This not only enriches the decision-making process by providing different viewpoints but also promotes an inclusive culture where everyone feels valued and heard. One must not overlook the power of reflection in enhancing ethical decision-making and integrity. Reflecting on past decisions, their outcomes, and the lessons learned is invaluable. It's an ongoing process of self-awareness and improvement that sharpens your ethical acumen over time. Lastly, ethical leadership and decision-making require courage. It takes courage to challenge unethical practices, make unpopular decisions, and stand firm in your convictions. This courage, rooted in a deep sense of purpose and commitment to doing what's right, ultimately leads to a legacy of integrity and trust. In closing, ethical decision-making and integrity are not just about avoiding negative consequences or adhering to compliance standards, they're about leading in a way that uplifts others, fosters trust, and contributes to the greater good. As leaders, you have the opportunity and responsibility to set a high standard of ethical excellence, inspiring those around you to do the same. Through committed practice and unwavering dedication to your values, you can build a successful, ethical business that stands the test of time. Remember, the path of ethical leadership is an ongoing journey, not a destination. It's paved with challenges, learning opportunities, and the profound satisfaction of knowing that you're making a meaningful difference. Keep striving for excellence, and let your integrity be your guide.